Okay, so let's talk about what I've learned so far about priming. All right. But before we do that, I want to discuss with you the stuff I've learned before carnivore and the stuff I've learned since. I've got a catalogue of videos that you could go back to, and that's fine. But let's just cut to the chase in this one. I've done all sorts of diets. Haven't we all? We've just all been there. And even when I came up here to Queensland 3 years ago, I had done low carb and I'd lost weight, as you do when you eliminate the carbs, right? But there was still that pain in the legs. That pain was not subsiding. That I knew. And I'm like, it can't just be about the weight. And this is before I found carnivore, right? I'm like, no, it can't be just about the weight. It's something else. It's something else. So I find carnivore, and imagine my surprise that within about a month, the pain in my legs started to subside. Based on the fact, largely because the carnivore lifestyle is a healing lifestyle, right? We know this. Like I've said, I don't deal well with extra pain. Okay? I just don't deal well with it. It makes me grumpier than usual, and it makes me snappy, it makes me unhappy, and it just sends me into an emotional tailspin. So I've still been doing the vibration plate.
And this is how I sit in front of the vibration plate. On a chair, legs, feet up on it. It's safer if you have problems standing on it, or if you don't meet the weight requirements for it, then this is your alternative. You can still use the vibration plate and get some kind of flow in your legs with the lymph fluid in your lymphatic system. This is how I do it. And until my legs get better, this is how I'm going to continue doing it. And then when my legs get better, I will stand on it, but not a moment before.
Because in this 7 months, it's nearly 8 months that I've been a carnivore now, I discovered that a good deal of the problems that I've got with my legs is due in part, to the fact that I've got lymphedema and lipedema. Now, you can do your research on that. That is a painful situation to be in on its own. And it does not just affect people who are overweight. It can affect people who are svelte. Plenty of videos on YouTube about svelte people who've got lymphedema, lipedema, and all the things. And they end up having operations, and they've got to have very, very carefully done operations. They've got to have a lymphedema specialist do that because of the makeup of lymphedema and how it is under the skin. It's like, frozen peas. Okay, look, here's my arms, and I'm squeezing that, and it does indeed feel like I've got a bag of frozen peas in there. And by all accounts, I've got that in my legs. Look at the photographs. Look at the photographs. They are there as a testament, a visual testament of what we're dealing with. And it's a lot, folks. It's a lot. When I first started carnivore, within about 3 days, it became very quickly apparent to me, oh, this breakfast thing is going to get old real fast. And I ditched breakfast. For the longest time, I've been OMAD. Cut forward to when they had that meeting in Texas a few months back. And I sat in on a live that they were doing. And I asked a question, but I did put in there, been OMAD for 6 months. And there were several people on that panel that went, ooh, that's not good. Ever since then, it's been in my mind, yeah, I'm wondering. It was planted in my head. It was their reaction to it, which made me feel, okay, is it possible that I might need to learn something here? Is it possible that I may need to broaden my horizons, given that I'm on this for the long haul, and by long haul, I mean for the rest of my life. Can one meal a day sustain you for the rest of your life? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. For me. Because what I've noticed in the last couple of months is that the pain in my legs is coming back. I have not deviated from the 1 meal a day. The coffee intake is the same. I have my water with my electrolytes. Nothing has changed. Nothing. If you have a look, I'll put in a screen cap here or here or whatever. What you will notice is that whereas I may be losing, it's little bits. There's a little bit, like grams. Still considered a loss, folks. Still considered a loss. But then, week before last, I put on. And I've not been feeling right. I've felt it in my body. I firmly believe that when you remove the sugars, the grains, the carbs, and all of that rubbish, it actually reduces the noise so that you can hear your body talking to you. It reduces the noise. And I've just not felt right. So cut to my video yesterday. If you guys listened and watched that all the way through, what was the one thing that I said in it that could be the contributing factor to me suddenly losing 1.6 kilos? Think about it. Okay, time's up. There were 3 or 4 days last week that I had large helpings of rump steak. And I devoured it each time. I increased the meat. So what does that tell you? That tells me that A, I'm undernourished. I don't need a blood test to tell me that. B, I increased the meat and I actually lost more weight. The pain has slightly reduced, which means I need more nourishment. Now, this is not going to be the right thing for everybody, and I respect that. But one of the things that the biggest takeaway from these SBG meetings that I've been going to is something that Coach Raymond is saying. You cannot come at this from a place of fear. You can't. I'm not scared. I haven't been scared of this lifestyle since about 1st of January 2024 when I started. I was all in, dived right into this with all the love and abandon, and I just dived right in. I cut out Pepsi Max, all those drinks with maltodextrin in them. I got rid of as much of that as I possibly could. I haven't touched Pepsi Max or those diet drinks for nearly 8 months. It's either been a cup of coffee or water with my electrolytes in it. Haven't touched it. I have not cheated. But I have noticed that in that time when I haven't been feeling right, I have noticed my cravings have gone up. Let's talk about the fear, the valid fear that one could possibly have about putting on weight whilst following the priming protocol. It's valid. But like I said, like Coach Raymond said, you cannot come at this from a place of fear. You can't. Otherwise, you're shooting yourself in the foot. What works for any other given individual is going to work for them. That's fine. That is fine. I respect that completely. But this is what I need to do for me. I need to nourish because I know without doubt that my legs could be healing better than they are. I'm not healing efficiently enough. I know I'm not. So let's jump forward to the 1st of September, or let's go a week in, and the scales say that I've put on weight, and the measurements say that I've put on measurements. I don't care. Like antibiotics, let's be honest. We all know how they work, right? You take those, you feel lousy in about 12 hours, and for about 24 hours after that first 12 hours, you feel vile. Do we know why? Yes, I do. Because the antibiotics, their main reason for doing what they do is they kill off your good antibodies, so that the antibiotics can then do their job. But in order to do their job, they've got to kill off what you've already got. That's why you feel lousy. That's how I've always come to understand as to why I feel lousy whenever I've had antibiotics. Case in point, I've been sick maybe 3 times with a cold in the last 8 months, and I've not touched an antibiotic. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. What I am expecting from priming is a few things. Okay, I'm expecting to get my body nourished. I'm expecting to learn about a protocol that's going to help me in the future in a lifestyle that I have embraced as something that I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I will fluctuate between priming, fasting, OMAD, maybe sometimes 2MAD. But I need to learn all these things. I need to learn all these things from people who are qualified to help me navigate the many twists and turns that are going to come along the way. I'm also expecting to put on weight. I'm also expecting to put on measurements. And like I said, regarding the antibiotics, things have got to get worse before they get better. Because of the inflammation, yeah, I'm expecting to put on weight and measurements. If I do, I'll deal with it. If I don't, bully for me. But if I do put on that weight and I put on the measurements, so what? It's not like this lifestyle of mine is going anywhere anytime fast. I'm going to be on this for the rest of my life, so it doesn't really matter. My body does not feel safe on 1 meal a day right now. It served me well. It did. It served me very, very well for the start. But ongoing, nah, I need nourishment. My body needs nourishment to heal. And I think it needs it now more than ever. So come the 1st of September, I'm jumping right in. Like I did on the 1st of January, I'm going to jump right into priming. I will follow the rules. I will eat until I'm comfortably stuffed and I will stop. But I will do it without fear. I will do it without fear. And you can't say that you're opposed to something you've never tried. Because if you've never tried it, you're probably a little bit scared of it. Valid. You spend all this time losing the weight, and then you're worried about a protocol that's possibly going to put on weight for a little bit. And you don't want to deal with the mental ramifications of that. I'm ready. I've been ready for ages. I have to prime. I know that Steak and Butter Gang, all the amazing coaches that are in there, are going to help me navigate that, as will Lindy, probably. I just have to do it for myself. I have to try these things to see what works. I welcome the advice. I really, really do. The thing is, with the coaches, hear me out. The coaches have coached thousands of people with thousands and thousands of different things that have happened to them, these particular people they've coached. They have been exposed to all of the things that have happened to various people. So they are going to have a very strong grasp on what works, what doesn't, tailoring it to individual needs. And that's where good advice should come from. Good advice should come from a place of a lot of case studies of dealing with people daily. If priming is not something that you're ready to do, then don't do it. Don't do it. But the thing is, this was something one of the coaches said. I wrote it down. Priming requires you to tune into your body's feedback. This is the exact opposite of binging. Binge eating comes from a place of comfort eating. Eating for the sake of eating. Gorging yourself. But priming comes from a place of listening to what your body needs and being truly in tune with the nourishment that your body needs. I know that we could all wax lyrical about this until the cows come home mooing. I quite realise that, but I need people to understand that no matter what, I'm priming. And don't be sorry about your comment. It's fine. It's fine. Your experience is based on your situation, and that is fine too. Completely fine, obviously. But I am going to prime because I need to do it for me. It's important for me to do it for me. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. If you want to give me further advice on priming, take my hand and dive in with me. Do it fearlessly and do it with no regrets. I've got no regrets and I haven't even started it yet. It's Madonna who says absolutely no regrets. Because when our time comes, ladies and gentlemen, the things that mostly we think about are the things we never did. So why not get on the plane, which is the fastest way to journey, and get there quicker, but with a little education on the way. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. The song is Take My Hand, I'm a Stranger in Paradise. I am in paradise with this community. I am in paradise with eating the meat. I hope I'm not a stranger to you guys. So take my hand and dive in with me. Do it. Prove me wrong. On that note, I will ask you to be kind to those around you. Protect your peace. Don't take any crap. Be kind to yourself, even if that means a little self-tough love. You are loved, you are appreciated, and you are enough. Bye for now.